fair to say that Infiniti hasn't been quite the hit here in Britain that it would like to be. Up until only a few years ago, it was still selling cars in the triple figures, but it's this, the new Q30, which it hopes will turn its fortunes around here in the UK, particularly given that it's built in Sunderland. Now, you might sniff and say, well, it's just a posh Nissan, isn't it? But in fact, this car has more in common with a Merc than a Micra, given that it's based on the same platform as the Mercedes A-Class. Outside, it's got all the swooping lines and curvature that are hallmarks of Infiniti's design language, but DNA and looks aside, the most important thing to ask is it any good? Let's find out. Now, I did already mention that the Q30 shares much of its underpinnings with the A-Class, but that's not all. In fact, many Merc fans will recognise the same infotainment screen and command scroll wheel interface, but don't knock it down to simple badge engineering. You see, these days German and premium are two words that are often used interchangeably, sometimes erroneously, but despite the fact that it shares so much in common with the Mercedes, I reckon that the Infiniti looks premium without looking too, well, German. It's certainly a lot nicer than one of your more everyday hatches, that's for sure, and it's full of plush and upmarket materials like soft leather and a suede effect roof liner. Sure, some of the plastics down here give away its Nissan heritage, and the controls aren't quite as intuitive as you might like, but you can tell that somebody at Infiniti has worked hard to make this a nice place to sit in. Trim options are extensive, there's 7 of them in total, with standard equipment including air conditioning, a 7-inch touchscreen and parking sensors, but no DAB radio and no sat-nav. For that, you'll have to opt for a higher trim like this premium InTouch model, which adds things like fancy wood trimmings, Napa leather seats, active noise cancellation for better refinement, and automatic LED headlights. I will say this, however, visibility out of the cabin isn't great thanks to these chunky pillars here, which makes parking and pulling out of junctions a little harder than you like, but there is plenty of room up front. The 5 doors open wide to give easy access to the back, although the Q30 lacks the rear space of rival hatches like the Golf or the Focus despite being larger than both of them. Headroom is tight, as is legroom, while the pillars also impede on shoulder room. There's also plenty of storage areas, including a large glove box, plus these rear cup holders, which are awkward to say the least. Honestly, anybody who drives an Infiniti, please tell me how these work. The boot has got 368 litres, which makes it bigger than all of its direct rivals, and so there's plenty of space inside. The boot opening is nice and wide as well. I actually used this car to move furniture from my flat over the weekend, and it took everything from boxes to TV units to even small sofas with ease. Although not all at the same time, of course. The comfort theme extends to the driving experience as well, and you can tell that the Q30 has been specifically engineered and set up to be a long distance car. It's impressively smooth and refined, and in my opinion is possibly the most comfortable car in its class. Part of that is thanks to the comfortable suspension setup, which just munches up the miles, while the active noise cancellation that comes fitted to this car does an impressive job of keeping it hushed even at motorway speeds. It's worth noting that if you opt for the sport trim, then it's significantly less cosseting. The stiffer suspension reduces comfort but doesn't really offer much by way of fun. So if you're looking for the best driver's car in the segment, the 1 Series still has it beaten. But to be fair, I can't really see too many Q30 owners complaining that the car isn't agile enough. You can have your Q30 with a variety of engines, including a 120 brake horsepower petrol or a much more powerful 208 brake horsepower petrol that's available in the sport trim. However, it's the diesel engines which I reckon will catch the eyes of most British buyers. It comes with a 6-speed manual gearbox as standard, although we have it here with the optional 7-speed automatic. It's not the most exciting engine in the world by any means, but it's smooth upon acceleration, has a decent amount of punch, and is fairly economical as well. How economical? Well, in the past week it's returned 45.6 miles per gallon for us, which is a little off Infiniti's official claim of 57.7 miles per gallon, but then it is hard to find a car which matches or exceeds its official claim. It is expensive to buy outright as well, with the basic Q30 pricier than its equivalent 1 Series or A3, and with not much else to show for it in terms of equipment. Prices start from £19,671, while this car is knocking on the door of 27 grand. The range top and sport trim, meanwhile, starts from £30,000 plus. It's kind of pricey then, and it won't worry the best cars in its class in terms of all-out luxury or drivability, but the Infiniti Q30 is still a competitive alternative to the usual suspects in the premium hatch segment. Stylish, comfortable and smooth to drive, the Q30 credibly proves that it's not just a trussed-up Nissan. But would you choose it over a BMW or a Mercedes? Let us know in the comments section below, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click on the Inquire button to find out more details about this car, or for any other models, visit carkeys.co.uk. And to watch more reviews, click on one of the links on screen now.